Satan symbolically is the teacher, the informer of the whys and the wherefores of the world, and in answer to those who would label us devil worshippers, or be very quick to assume us to be Satan worshippers, I must say that Satan demands study, not worship in its truth. We do not grovel, we do not get down on our knees, genuflect, and worship Satan. We do not plead, we do not implore that Satan give us what we wish. We feel that anyone who is going to be blessed by any god of his choice is going to have to show that god that he is capable of taking care of the blessings that are received, of taking care of the blessings that are received. Thus, he advocates creating a god symbol based on one's own needs and aesthetic choices. Creative fantasy is employed for emotional fulfillment, experienced in the context of the ritual chamber. Satanists see Satan as their proper symbol to fulfill those needs, a magnification of the best within
each of us.
Of the best within each of us. Additionally, LaVey speculated on the idea that when attempting greater magic, it may be that the operator is tapping into a force that is part of nature to magnify his will. This force is hidden, unknown, and thus dark. But LaVey did not view the force as a supernatural entity. In the Satanic Bible, he originally explained the Satanist simply accepts the definition of God which suits him best. He closely follows that with the definition he uses. To the Satanist, God, by whatever name he is called, or by no name at all, is seen as the balancing factor in nature and not as being concerned with suffering. This powerful force which permeates and balances the universe is far too impersonal to care about the happiness or misery of flesh and blood creatures on this ball of dirt in which we live. LaVey clearly points to disinterested remote force, personality, or entity that balances the universe. He sees it as indifferent to life forms, much as any other force such as gravity would be. It is a mechanism, not a personage. It does not merit obeisance, appeasement, or worship. It can be named or not. It operates without awareness of conscious beings. I spoke to this to Burton Wolfe, who wrote in the introduction to the Satanic Bible. Of course, LaVey pointed out to anyone who would listen that the devil to him and his followers was not the stereotyped fellow cloaked in red garb, with horns, tail, and a pitchfork, but rather the dark forces in nature that human beings are just beginning to fathom. How did LaVey square that explanation with his own appearance at times in black cowl with horns? He replied, people need ritual, with symbols such as those you find in baseball games or church services, or wars, as vehicles for expending emotions they can't release or even understand on their own. So LaVey accepted that there may be currently unexplained elements of the universe that are part of its fabric, but these are not supernatural. He suggests that man's inquiring mind may eventually come to understand how they function. The implications of these ideas offer great freedom. Since there is no actual deity watching over or mandating the behavior of our species, men are free. Men are free to imagine whatever sort of God they choose to satisfy their own needs. However, they should not forget that such fantasies are only that, and nothing more. In that same passage, he also addressed the prime reason for engaging in ritual, which he defined as greater magic. It serves as a means for releasing pent-up emotions that the people may not fully understand. Hence, ritual has a psychological purpose. It is clearly not meant as a means for worship of some supernatural entity. Ritual is demonstrably part of human culture. LaVey knew that it served a value for people over the millennia, even if it was done for reasons that didn't square with reality. It made people feel better than they did beforehand. So, as he continued in the Satanic Bible, when addressing the search for a proper religion, if he accepts himself but recognizes that ritual and ceremony are the important devices that his invented religions have utilized to sustain his faith in a lie, then it is the same form of ritual that will sustain his faith in the truth, the primitive pageantry that will give his awareness of his own majestic being added substance. Thus, the device of ritual, which he explained as controlled self-delusion, can be of practical use for the well-being of one's state of mind. The truth referred to above is that all gods are an invention of the creative beast called man. To summarize a typical individual's journey from observing reality to declaring himself a Satanist, let us list several assertions. Nature encompasses all that exists. There is nothing supernatural in nature. The spiritual is an illusion. I am utterly carnal. Reason is my tool for cognition, making faith anathema. I question all things. I am a skeptic. I do not accept false dichotomies, finding instead the third side, which brings me closest to understanding the mysteries of existence. The universe is neither benevolent or malevolent. It is indifferent. There are no gods. I'm an atheist. There is no intrinsic purpose to life beyond biological imperatives. I thus determine my own life's meaning. I decide what is of value. I am my own highest value. Therefore, I am my own God. I am an I-theist. Good is that which benefits me and promotes that which I hold in esteem. Evil is that which harms me and hinders that which I cherish. I live to maximize the good for myself and those I value. At all times, I remain in control of my pursuit of pleasure. I am an Epicurean. Merit determines my criteria for the judgment of myself and others. I judge and am prepared to be judged. I seek a just outcome. I seek a just outcome in my exchanges with those around me. I thus will do unto others as I would prefer they do unto me. However, if they treat me poorly, I shall return the behavior in like degree. I grasp the human need for symbols. I grasp the human need for symbols as a mean for distillation of complex thought structures. The symbol that best exemplifies my nature as an aware beast is Satan. Satan, the avatar of carnality, justice, and self-determination. I see myself reflected in the philosophy created by Anton Szandor LaVey. I'm proud to call myself a Satanist. These ideas fundamental to Satanists serve as an earthy foundation that we find deeply liberating and a welcome acceptance of ourselves as human animals. For the type of person who feels the need for an external supernatural parental figure, the responsibility for self-determination, explicit in this path, would be terrifying. For the Satanists, belief in any actual God or devil to which one would be beholden is repugnant and stultifying. We agree to disagree with those who are spiritually oriented concerning our different approaches to living. Hence our advocacy of pluralism in society. We Satanists know that our way is not for everyone. We simply ask that others follow their own path and allow us to be as we are. But please, all you believers, understand we are not simply your flip side. We are not devil worshippers. We are simply carnal self-worshippers. Looking to enjoy our lives to the fullest. May you find bliss in your serving of your chosen deity. We certainly will. What a devil. This concludes the Satanic Scriptures.